So for today's deck testing video, we are revisiting Dagoth mid-range. We're going to go ahead and dive right into the games. Just like all the other deck testing videos, we're going to play 2 games, put them up, win or lose, kind of see how they go. I think Dagoth mid-range is one of those decks that, while it's not necessarily like meta heavy because of the presence of Hand of Dagoth, it can still certainly be competitive, steal wins, and just be overall pretty solid. We're going to go ahead and mulligan this because against Halalu, and we have to assume it's aggro, we don't really need to draw cards. They're going to give us a bunch, and this one lets us draw anyway. So we're kind of looking for more answers than not here. So we are going first against the dreaded Halalu aggro. I mean, it's not like really dreaded. You can certainly beat it. It's more, I think, fair to say that it is incredibly represented on the ladder right now. I played a high number of games against it last season, so right now we're just hoping for no guards, no buffs.
Let nothing through.
And instead what our opponent had was a guard and a buff. It's amazing how that works out. So this would become a 4-4. This would be a 3-4, but regardless of which one it is, it's going to need to trade into that. So I guess in that respect we'll go with that. Certainly not ideal. We're going to go with that one simply because I think this effect is probably more important to like leave on the table, if you will. And we're in for a world of hurt if they have a manor here. There's a manor and a 1-drop in the Nord that they just played.
Let me kill for you.
Those are all problematic. Alright, so feels bad, but it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and play the Incarnate because that at least attempts to trade into Reeve, but we either need a Prophecy or like a Hand of Dagoth or something here to kind of catch us back up in terms of tempo. Because right now, the way that it's going is he's playing threats and we're playing answers, but he's getting damage in with his threats because of having initiative. And that is problematic. So, yeah, we definitely take that trade. Can't let that stick around.
What have we here?
And
they will meet their makers.
we have to assume he's just going to trade the Ungolem there, so we're just trying to play some things to help us hopefully get control of the board. We do have a Magister to plop down next turn. Our opponent's also kind of just living in the shadow lane, which makes our Cliff Racer not as great, but Earthbone can potentially come up pretty solid for us. Alright, so the Ungolem, no surprises. Hey, there's a hand. Perhaps it's not Magister next turn. Maybe it is still. It's kind of hard to tell. It's going to depend on what the rest of this board is right now, I think. So, silence kind of hoses our hand play, right? That's something to consider.
Time to fight.
We're gonna see a puppeteer here. He's unloading.
If you want to talk business, you've come to the right place.
My scales move in shadow.
So a lot of different ways that we could tackle this, but one of them is just popping this down here, because that forces him to almost like value trade in. Like he'll likely lose this because he'll draw the 5/5 and then this into it, and then this will break the ward. But that's almost like a 3-for-1. And if he doesn't do that, then we can make some value trades ourselves potentially next turn. And the other option is Hand of Dagoth and just hope he doesn't have the plot cards for triggering. I think that this is probably correct. we do need to slow him down.
For Ulfric Stormcloak!
So he does draw us 5/5.
You
He does take the trade. This will break the ward, so everything is going the way we would have expected. He has a Cliff Racer. Giant might come in handy here in a minute.
My scales.
So I think we just go ahead and take him to the cusp. It's kind of a shame we don't have 8 Magicka. Because not only is the Giant great, but so is like Gatekeeper plus Hand of Dagoth here. But I think that we just go hand, and then I'm actually okay with going Trader here.
Of course I'm on your side.
Because if he wants to trade in, that's fine. I have a feeling he's going to push face though.
Attack!
Now we're just worried about the
Anasi
silence.
finds it useful to use her
Oh
enemy's
god.
strength against them.
Or the Anasi. The Anasi kind of just wins him the game, right? Unless I'm missing something here. And we do have the Earthbone play.
Didn't see this coming, eh?
The forest will not suffer your presence.
Kind of a shame. I mean, it is a unique legendary, but still not exactly what we were hoping to see there.
Close ranks.
I think we're going to do this and put this here because I almost want to incentivize him into trading into that as well. Yeah. I was worried about silence, but Anasi ends up being significantly worse. 10 cards in to a 75 card deck. Had Anasi and Reeve and Unglam. Ew. 30% of the cards he's played have been unique legendaries.
Time to fight.
Let's see if we can't reach an
Okay.
arrangement.
Is that going face?
Attack!
It is.
Orders?
Well,
The day is mine.
if he has a Cliff Racer, we lose. If he has the silence, we lose. I think we just lose anyway because of the Anasi. I think we made all the right plays. We just didn't have the right answers. Or I guess it's probably more fair to say he had exactly the right answers. I mean, we got a lot of action going on in our hands, but not the right kind.
Of course I'm on your side.
So Vigilante helps there. It's interesting, if he's smart, I think he actually passes and forces me to break a rune to trade with my giant, yeah. So we're gonna do this.
At your service. Share or take.
And we're just gonna hope that this prophecy doesn't
My
happen.
scales move in shadow.
Alright, it's a great turn for him.
Fight us all to eat. We'll hold, no matter
We're
what.
kind of close to lethal, ironically.
My sword is yours.
Well, that slows us down in the old lethal department, but we were kind of close. So he's already got a bunch of cards, so I don't think Belligerent Giant here really hurts us all that much. if that's the route we end up wanting to take. What actually hurts us the most is, again, a lack of health gain and guards. We don't have a good way to guard the field lane.
My scales move in shadow.
Careful there, friend. Careful there, friend.
That's probably our best bet. I mean, if he's got 4 charge,
My
then
thanks is yours.
we just lose, but nothing we could do.
We stand united.
Yeah, he's got it.
Irma Mora tests us.
He's got it
Let's
and
see
then
if
some.
we can't reach an arrangement.
Time to fight. Time to fight.
I mean, there's not much else that we could have done there. We can't just leave it. Any one of those that he draws probably still win him the game there. Even if it's just singular. So we'll try it again. Anasi not just stole our keywords, but stole that game. Feels bad. Going first against Halalu again. I've been playing quite a bit tonight, and I've been going first an awful lot as well tonight. Well, we don't want any of these in our opener against Halalu. It's a little bit better, but not by a lot. This is not looking great. Brynjolf might be able to help us a little bit later, but
Training is over. It's time to act.
not looking great out of the
Of
gate.
course I'm on your
Magister
side.
could potentially help as well.
You can't defeat me.
Maybe some lucky prophecies could help us along the way. I mean, even something as silly as a gatekeeper. Clutch lightning bolt.
If you
Even
want to talk
Harpy.
business, you've come to the right place.
Hey, speaking of bolts, when I say that out loud,
Didn't see this coming, eh?
when I say that out loud, sir, I don't mean to draw it. I mean I want to play it for free. My
Just
deck
tell me
took
who
my
to
request a
stab.
bit too literal. It's everybody's favorite Oathman. Wonder how many
Just
we'll
tell
see.
me who to
Oh,
stab.
okay. There's a second one. Do we have a third? Only 2?
You meddled in our business for the last time.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
Profiteer,
If you
ring.
want to talk business,
Puppeteer. Oh, okay,
you've
sure.
come to the right place.
That wasn't completely horrific whatsoever. Alright.
You meddled in our business.
Not really
for
looking
the
that great.
last time.
We go from Anasi crushing us to Oathman high roll.
Nothing personal.
And without an Ice Storm, I think we also end up just losing this.
I will push them
My,
back.
my kingdom for an Ice Storm. For those of you who are wondering, this is perfect Drain Vitality bait right here. there was ever a reason to run Drained Vitality. That's it. I mean, we could play Brynjolf to start working on our drain, but then we probably just lose, right? He's got 6, 11, 4. I mean, the problem is even pulling off damage doesn't help us
Shall we
either.
put in a
So
dishonest day's work?
I guess we Brynjolf and then we lose. It's a fast loss. It's kind of disappointing, but them's the breaks sometimes.
For the rift! You won't spoil my plan.
Nothing personal. Nothing personal.
I have to assume he's got the scimitar, yeah. So,
You've meddled
yeah.
in our business for the last time.
Solid turn 5 victory by my opponent, courtesy of Oathman High Rolls. So, what was the moral of the story? We went 0-2, both against the same deck. I guess the moral is that Dagoth Mid... See, it's interesting, because I was saying at the start of the video that sometimes Hand of Dagoth is enough to just steal wins, and I fully believe we would have stole that back if it weren't for Anasi. I think Dagoth Mid can beat Hlaalu. I don't think it has quite the chops to do it consistently right now. Not like Sorcerer. Sorcerer is my go-to mid-range deck that just kind of thumps Hlaalu into submission because you get a lot of upfront tools to disrupt what they want to do. Firebolts, negations, harpies, Windkeep, Wordcrafter, Daggerfall, Barrowstalker, all create like very solid early 2-for-1s for you. Like you can really snowball your position with Sorcerer. I think Dagoth Mid isn't quite there yet. I think it's more like an anti-control style mid-range deck. So, yeah, feels bad, man, but they can't all be winners. So if you made it this far, thanks. I appreciate it. Until next time, may you walk on warm sands.